Hey guys, Leather Champ here. I thought that I would, I'm lumping loads, man, through thick oak bush right now. Guys and gals, welcome to today's super heavy bike packing adventure. I'm Leather Champ, this is my channel, Leather Champ Expeditions. Okay guys, as we look at the map now, we can see that we came out of Winnipeg and we did about the same 44 kilometers down close to where we were last week. Again, I'm on the La Salle River 3 weeks in a row. Let's try to get up in the morning this time though, shall we? Okay, so like I said, we put extra weight on this bike today. So I had been working on it, making improvements, making adjustments, playing with the carb, trying to get a better fuel economy, trying to get a better burn, less emissions and all that kind of stuff. It just goes to saving money, and I am the tree hugger, so you know, we're trying to it's not my favorite mode of transportation. It's a two-stroke engine, but I mean, it's what I have, and like I say, it's a horse in my stable that is designed for one job and one job only. And we're going to take a look at some of the things that I did and some of the thought process that I have going forward. We're using the Dark Knight. So we just bushwhacked in here about a kilometer and a half, which was kind of fun, but it's a lot of work. I'm finding that bike packing is a lot more work than just throwing a pack on and just, you know, there's one thing that you have to worry about is the camera in your hand, your bag is on your back, and just watch where you're going so you don't stumble, trip, and fall. You know, bike packing is a lot more work when it comes to bringing it to YouTube. A ton more work. So, but anyways, it's a gorgeous day out here in the prairies one more day. And I got it down as far as I could go. We'll give you we'll give you a little show around here in a second. But we picked out a nice little spot. It's 5 to 5 in the afternoon, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and get camp set up. Camp today is something different as well, so I'm pretty sure that you'd be stoked about that. I know I'm stoked about it. I hope you're stoked about it too. So once again, thanks so kindly for coming along on this adventure, and yeah, we're gonna have a good night. We're finally gonna be able to have a bonfire tonight. Yes, I'm so stoked. Yes, woo! All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting camp set up, and then I want to get some wood in here, and then I want to go and have a little adventure. I want to go and explore this area a little bit, which is this looks like a really neat forest that I'm in, and I'm really excited to be here today. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting camp set up, guys. So we'll give you a little look-see around camp. Tonight's camping is special. It's kind of like a cowboy camp, only I'm doing it in a hammock. Ground's pretty wet, you know, still, so I decided the hammock route would be awesome. But there's no bug netting. I did bring a tarp because I wasn't sure if I was just going to tarp camp or what I was going to do, but you can tell that there's absolutely no chance of rain tonight, so there's no possible way that I'm putting a tarp over it at all. So we're just kind of cowboy camping in a tarp. No bug netting, no nothing. I mean, we don't need bug netting this time of year anyways. Got a gorgeous river view right here. I got the sun's coming down. The sun's coming down. The sun's setting. Here I got a fire pit started. I got a bunch of wood already done up. We can have a see here. Lots of beautiful oak around here. Well, I guess it's an oak forest, so, and birch. There's lots of birch here too, so I'll be making sure that I take some scrap birch bark with me off anything that's down or dead or whatever, just to stockpile my supplies at home. So that's pretty awesome. And again, this is the LaSalle River. So this is week number 3 on the LaSalle. This is a look at the area where I'm at. We'll just give you a little bit of a pan around here. There's nothing here. Unfortunately though, there's a highway very close to me, which I would imagine is Highway 42, I believe, Pembina Highway. It took me like a kilometer and a half to hike into this spot, and the highway's like right there. It's on the other side of the river. That's what took me so much to hike in here to get to this side of the river, but my bad, I didn't take into account that the highway was actually so close to this part of the river. So live and learn, and we'll come back around here to the bike. The Dark Knight, it ran excellent today, man. Like, I put a lot of weight on this guy today, and I had one problem, and I fixed it already, is that there's an I'm not into doing it tonight, just to be honest with you, man. I'm just, like I said, you know, my phone could be ringing and I'd be just like, yeah, I'm not doing it. But the fuel line that connects to the carburetor, it has like a screw-in nipple into the carburetor, and then the hose squeezes on the end of it, sort of thing. Well, it had backed itself loose, the threads where it connects into the carburetor itself. So I tightened that up, but with all the extra weight, it used half the fuel of the last 2 trips. So I'm really stoked about that. I'm going to talk about the Dark Knight tomorrow. Like I say, I'm out here for a reason, is to test them. I'm out here to put some weight on them. I'm out here to figure out my fuel economy. I'm figuring out how well it's going to run. I'm trying to see any problem issues with it and stuff like that, but we'll get into that tomorrow. So yeah, it's another, you know, it's a 40 to 50 kilometer round trip. It's okay for me, you know, like I'm pretty comfortable. If something was to happen, break down, I can pedal 40-50 kilometers. So I should actually put up my very first attempt at bike packing. It was last year, and I did 138 kilometers, or 128 or 138 kilometers in one day, and yeah, that was a mistake. So, but yeah, old Bob there, he's getting ready to say goodbye, and I'm getting ready to start the bonfire. And I'll just there he is, peeking through the trees, man. It's just lovely. It's just lovely down here. I'll step in front of the camera here for a second, because this is the very first time this season, that I am still without a sweater, without a jacket, without a toque, without gloves. The very first time this year, bam, it's finally here. Don't get me wrong, I love my winter camping, but okay, there comes a time where it's just, all right, let's just get on with some leaves and some budding and some, you know, back to nature, and comfortable nights and no frozen fingertips. Yes, I'm happy. Morning, guys. Oh, it's chilly this morning. Well, I can tell you one thing. Cowboy camping in a hammock. Ended up being camping on the ground. Check this out. See if I can get you, see the strap from my hammock is hanging there in the tree. Yeah. I can't get you straight here. Morning. Okay. Yeah, no, didn't work out. Not so good. Oh, Lord. Oh. Yeah, didn't work out. Not in my favor anyways. Hammock camping. What was I thinking? Oh, the sun is just... I didn't sleep in that much. It's, I've been up for a little while watching all these birds that are all curious at the newcomer to their turf. Who's the guy in her hood, Bob? I don't know, Ralph. Let's go have a flight over there and have a look. There's all these birds just all over here, just all kind of staring at me when I... This sleeping bag. When I'm... hold on a second, bear with me. So when I'm in my sleeping bag, turn here, show the camera a little bit. What ends up happening when this is all done up and I pull this drawstring, it doesn't stay like around my head. That's why I have the headlamp still on, to try to keep it. But what happens is if it comes down and then I roll on my side like this, and my nose has this little airspace. If you can hear me, my nose has this little airspace, but my eyes are completely dark, blacked out. And that's how I've slept in the last couple times. And that's crap to me, man. I want a sleeping bag that just comes around my face. You know, maybe it has one of them things like on a raincoat where you can pull the top back or something, you know what I mean? So that your face is completely out. I don't like any breath going inside my sleeping bag. That's cause for very much trouble, especially in winter months. So this isn't my winter sleeping bag though, obviously. So I'm gonna have to work on that. Getting a better quality sleeping bag, but I don't know, where's the money come from? But yeah, it was a beautiful morning. The temperature was forecasted to go down to 0 last night, and I knew that, so. But, morning, boys and girls. I'm gonna get some coffee on, and then, excuse me. I'm gonna get some coffee on, and then we'll talk about the hammock situation. Alright, guys. I haven't even got out of my bag yet to have a morning pee, so I'm gonna take about 3 minutes here and I'll be back. Good to have you with me this morning though. We'll get some coffee on. Oh, the owls were so beautiful last night. There was a mating pair of great gray owls and a mating pair of great horned owls. And they were miles apart, but I mean, there was no sound on the highway. It was just dead quiet. The stars are so beautiful last night. There was just, the Blue Jay day continued right through the whole night. There's just a few tiny little wisps of cloud now. The stars were immaculate, man. Oh, just I've been blessed every trip out this year was something, you know. And last night was the stars and the owls, you know. Because to me, I mean, owls are everything. They're the epitome of nature. And the great gray owl is the provincial bird of Manitoba. I don't know if anybody is aware of that or not. I'm talking to the people of Manitoba. I don't expect people not of Manitoba to know what the provincial bird is, but anyways, I'm just rambling here. I'm going to, I'm gonna have my pee and get my coffee stuff over here and leave you right where you are. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. All right. What a beautiful morning. I love crisp, cool mornings. Kind of make you want to just keep your hands all warmed up inside your sleeping bag. You know, those kind of mornings. I love them. Oh, I love them. All right, I gotta pee. Good morning, guys. Oh, that's good coffee. Oh, Bob here, just over here behind me. Oh, you can see him all that well. Oh, there he is. Somewhere, I think, in there. Yeah. Oh, Bob over there. He's coming up, warming things up. Beautiful day, though. Gotta get these hands in here. Nice, crisp, clean. See your breath in the morning kind of day. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, so when I get up here in a little bit, I should check my new pillows for bugs. Get them guys on here in a minute. They say good morning as well. Alright guys, well, I'm going to sit and sip on my coffee a little bit, listen to the sounds of the nature, the ambient sounds. Can you hear them? Gotta love it. It's 20 after 8 already, and I'm still in my sleeping bag, just sitting here listening to the sounds and watching the geese just skim by, like just missing the top of the water. A little bit of a breeze picking up. It's just such a gorgeous morning. Listening to these pileated woodpeckers, they're just... Okay guys, so I set the hammock back up real quick, which was pretty easy for me to do because I still have the straps there. So here's the problem with being a rookie hammocker. It looks, to me, I mean honestly to me, I get my sleep pad in here properly, you know, sleeping bags all spread out. I don't know, man, to me that looked pretty comfortable, so I went with it. Here's the problem though. This tree is a big tree. This tree is not so much of a big tree. So, here's the deal. This tree starts bending. And I thought, well, okay. Like a little bit of a shocker, right? Like a little shock, like a spring or something. The problem is that when I'm up here, all night long, I kept sliding down and down. And the more I slid down, the higher the head went up, until I was either falling out which I almost did, I was curled up in this tiny, stupid little ball. And apparently these hammocks stretch, I don't know, but now I'm on the ground. So it was, let's see, 10:30. I got out of the hammock. So I'd been in the hammock for an hour, and I went to this end, and I raised the strap. At 12 o'clock, I was on the ground again, and I adjusted it again. I got back in. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I was sliding off. My feet were touching the ground. I'm half in and half out of the hammock. I said, forget it. I just unstrapped it. I pulled out my ground sheet from my Hubba Hubba, which I should have up in the sun right now before I pack it. Somewhere. But, yeah, so I just said, you know, I'm cowboy camping anyways. I just dumped it on the ground, right on top of a bunch of, I piled up, threw up a bunch of leaves, pulled out the sticks, and I just threw it down there. And then what happened was, I don't know what it was a river otter, or maybe it was a rabbit, I don't know, but something came bounding through the camp. So that kept me awake for a little while. And then the owl started hooting. And I stayed up for about an hour listening to that. So it was about 3 o'clock in the morning when I actually finally, or closer to 4 maybe, when I actually fell back asleep. So, for any new hammockers or people who want to get in, the size of your tree is a definite factor in the comfort of your hammock for your night's sleep. I'm just saying. This hasn't deterred me. Like last night's, like I didn't lose in the situation. I didn't win, but I learned. So to me, it wasn't a loss. Like it wasn't a loser situation. It was a learning situation. I didn't win. I didn't have a good night's sleep, but I did certainly learn a lot about hammock camping, and I will certainly be applying those techniques the very next time that I get out to do a hammock camp. So that's what happened with the cowboy hammock camping to the ground cowboy camping. So it was more traditional. It went from being new style to traditional style of cowboy camping last night, and that's all I can say about that. So still glad I'm out. Having a wonderful morning. Obviously I haven't done anything, but yeah, now it's time to get packed up, because I certainly want to get out of here. I want to get this little touches on the bike. Actually, I'll take you over, show you the dark night right now, and then I want to get going again on I want to run this thing some more. I'm really curious as to how I can make out with fuel and how the bike runs when it's dump light. So today's gonna be a little bit of I'm probably just gonna take like a tarp, a sleeping bag, and we're just gonna run it. My intention is to probably go back home tonight, but if I find a nice little place to camp up, damn right, I'm camping up. So, all right, we'll take you over to show you the bike. Okay guys, well, the dark night is basically all packed up. I'm gonna give you a little show of the area. I got a couple of things left, but I can't worry about this last bag until I worry about the camera gear, and that's you guys. So, I really want to thank you guys for coming along on another bike packing trip. A little hammock cowboy camping that turned into a traditional cowboy camp, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we did learn a lot about hammock camping. I've only done it a few times before. They were successful, and last night was my first unsuccessful hammock camp, and that's fine. That's to be expected when you start something new. So yeah, so I'm just gonna pan around here a little bit. I'll show you my fire pit area, and I'll show you where I slept, and we'll catch you on the next one. And until then, guys, get out and stay out. All right, guys. That right there, my friends, you can see a little ruffling in is the fire pit area. It's been about 12 pots of water dumped on it. I kicked the ashes around. I dumped about 12 pots of water on it. I let it sit. I made sure I rubbed my fingers through it, nice and cold. Then I put some dirt back on it and then redisperse the leaves. The sun will come and bake off the top of the moisture off the top. The wind will ruffle those leaves a little bit. You won't even know that that was there. And as far as the rest of it goes, you can see that light area right there. That's my sleeping indentation after I got on the ground and slept. So this is our sleeping area here. I just have a few things left, my helmet to put on and a couple things to go in the bag, which includes you, the camera. And yeah, another successful no trace camp. So it should be, guys. All right.